I woke up this morning to guess what? Fucking 3 subscribers. Let's go, boys. It was 2 yesterday. We're improving things. Hello, everyone. It's Sunday, August 31st, 2025. I'm bringing to you a new update on my finances. We're at minus $40,000 right now, which is good. We're improving. Things are getting better. We're up 2,800 for the week, which is pretty good. Stocks are up, which is nice, and I got paid $2,000. So we're getting there. Expected that my net worth has increased by $36,000 by the end of the year, which is absolutely massive. But to be completely honest, it's because I have a lot of investments. I had a kind of an interesting conversation with someone recently that was saying, like, basically you're fucking stupid as shit because you have this massive student loan and you basically just invested it in the stock market that is so risky, that is so stupid. The story doesn't really go like that. Basically, I took out student loans, because at the beginning of my degree, I didn't really have any money, which is a typical story. But there was a portion of that loan that really went to the school. It was a true loan. And then another portion, which was a grant. So you don't have to pay that back. And I was just taking that grant and all the way throughout university, just putting it into investments, just putting it into the S&P, just leaving it. And it continuously grew. And I never really thought about it because I thought, well, this is like a grant. I could spend this on getting a new car, on buying shit. I was working at the time a little bit throughout university, making a bit of money. And that was enough to pay for rent, my books, food, things like this. I just took the grant money and basically just threw it into investments. I left it in a boring savings account, and then I realized that I could get a better return if I threw it into bonds, and they were safe. And then I just started to throw a portion into stocks, and I got better returns, and the intent was never to sell this. I thought, well, at the end of my degree, I'm going to probably want to sell this and pay off my student loans. And then I realized, like, the interest on student loans is 0%. Yeah, there is no interest on Canadian student loans. So I was sort of incentivized to get one, because if you didn't, you missed out on that bursary component. You had this loan component, but it was going to school and you had to pay for that anyways. I couldn't afford to pay for it by myself. I just wasn't making enough money from school, so I did need to take it out. And you got the bursary, so it was basically a no-brainer. It was free money. And I took out the money and just kept investing it, and it ended up being actually probably I think a really good thing, but it could have been really bad. Like, if I just took all this money and fucking blew it on cars, drugs, alcohol, as most university students do, that would have been really bad, because I would have had a much larger student loan, and I could have used, let's say, those grants to pay for my school in following years rather than just investing them. But I invested them. I have a massive student loan. This will take like 20 years to pay off, but I now have all this basically, cash that I've allocated into investments, and it's been growing pretty well. And I also try to split things equitably with my significant other, and as you can see, I'm paying about 60% of everything right now just based on my income. So we'll look at, let's say, groceries. I'll pay pretty much all of groceries. Rent, I'll pay 60% of rent, and renter's insurance and internet, things like this, right? So as I make more money, I'll put more money in savings, but I'm also going to be paying for more things, which kind of just makes sense. Doesn't really make sense that, like, oh yeah, we're going to split everything 50-50. You're going to have no money for your savings and the things that you want to do, and I'm making all this money. I'm going to have huge savings, and that's going to be great for me. It doesn't really make sense. So we try to split everything equitably. And actually, you know what? Kind of jumping topics here. I want to make a New Year's resolution for 2025. So where am I going to be in 4 months from now? I want to, let's just say, on a weekly basis, be working on producing these videos. I want to do one at least every week. That's sort of ad hoc, no real preparation, kind of like this video. It's shit. People don't watch them. People don't care, but I get to rant and practice, and that's good. I also get to practice editing and making sure that I'm uploading routinely. That's all really important if I want to actually grow a YouTube channel. It's unfortunate that I don't really have time to make these fantastic videos, but I do get analysis paralysis, and if I don't commit to making a video, I'll just never make one. The other thing is I want to be able to make videos that are not really routine like these ones, but are semi-routine, that actually take effort, where each and every single video I improve something. Editing skills, script writing, whatever. Just whatever I'm working on, I gotta try to make it better each time and be routinely producing those videos. Now, the other thing, and this is gonna be a little bit crazy, is I love learning, and I need to continue learning. Now, I did my degree in physics, and you might say, well, continue learning physics. Well, I love physics. I do that for my job. I kind of want to learn other things. And I'm slowly realizing that the younger me really knew what he was doing. I was super interested in coding and building games, and I kind of want to get back into that. Now, I build, these finance Excel sheets, and I've used these websites for finance tracking, and I don't really like them. They're expensive. They don't work for exactly what I want, and they're also not as fine resolution in terms of trying to focus on saving every single penny. And that sort of leads me into the segue of what I want to be working on for the next year, which is a website. This is the website so far. I'm working on basically just a finance tool, kind of like Mint or Monarch. I know nothing about web development. This is probably a stupid fucking idea, and I'm going to hate myself for doing this in a year because I'm going to say, wow, you wasted time. You should have just focused on physics. But I like coding. I like learning about coding. I want to learn how to build a website. So I've been following this tutorial of a roadmap.sh. Basically a full stack developer. You do the full front end. I've gone through the HTML, part of the CSS course. I've gone through the JavaScript course, NPM Git, and I just finished React recently. That's actually what allowed me to build that sort of front page there with like login scripts. And right now I'm going through Node.js. Really complicated, and I'm kind of going maybe a little bit quick, but I'm taking time, I'm doing projects, I'm having an absolute blast with this. And even if nothing comes of this website, like, I don't care. I just want to learn. I just want to learn. So that's kind of the longer term vision right now, is like not only be consistent in the short term, week to week, focusing on HTML, focus on building websites, focus on like CSS and React and Node, and actually trying to learn things that I enjoy learning about. But also be consistent with making these YouTube videos. And this is another big one too. Be good at my job. It's a 9 to 5, and I really enjoy it. I've worked my ass off to get here. I need to focus on being good at my job, but I also need to make sure that in the evenings, I'm being super focused on my schedule and making sure that I'm like planning exactly what I'm going to do, making the most of my time. I'm probably right here. Well, actually, I'm not probably here. I'm definitely here. But the Dunning-Kruger effect, it doesn't work like this for me. No. It goes like this. It actually goes like that. I have zero confidence all the way through. And usually what that means is like right about here, I just give up. I'm just done because I'm like, I'm never going to know. And then here, if I go back into it, I'm just like, damn, I still don't know. I have no confidence. My knowledge is increasing, but my confidence is not. And I just feel bad about it. Right now, I'm just trying to focus on having fun. But at some point, when that fun becomes routine, if you don't give yourself those little ego boosts of like, oh yeah, I'm learning, I'm getting better. Then, yeah, man, I don't know. I just fall off. I just fall the fuck off. I've taken one beginner course. Good for me. I don't really know what I'm doing, though. Okay? Anyways, I'm going to end the video because I'm just fucking rambling. Goal. This is the goal. This is going in the thumbnail. 5 subscribers. I'm hyped about 3. I'm actually ecstatic. Can you hear it in my voice? The goal is 5 subscribers. So let's fucking go. See you guys. Love you. Love you so much. Mwah.